Hey folks, we are here at the Origins Summer Preview 2015. I'm here with Uwe from Academy Games, and today we are taking a look at some Conflict of Heroes good stuff here. We've got a lot on this table. Talk me through this a little bit.
It's really exciting. We've had several years where we had a dearth with Conflict of Heroes, mainly because we've been developing like crazy. As many of our fans know, the solo expansion was ready to ship in December 2012, and then all of a sudden, Gunta came up with the great idea, why don't we use agent-based logic that we use in biology for T-cell attacks on bacteria? We looked at it, we're blown away. I and our team spent the next 2 years developing the solo system, had a lot of support from Army personnel and officers putting this together, and now the solo is such a new, radical way for AI to work. Old AI games, what they usually do is you're playing solo, you go to this room, you have a battle. If you win, you go to the next room, have a battle. Very linear, very scripted. In this, we're using agent-based logic, very open, where nothing's scripted. Now it goes, this is the situation. Can we react the way we want? Do we have the manpower and the resources to pull it through? If yes, execute. If not, level 2. And it's standard Army protocol doctrine. Even though it's World War II, the doctrine has really stayed the same throughout history. So this is a wonderful game. Most, even our trained military people, have trouble beating the AI. And the AI does not have any advantage. It'll play either side, and it'll beat you 40% of the time. So we're very excited to finally, after 4 years of development, it is out. We had these airshipped in so that, like all our games, everybody who buys one only does an agreement that we can open them, we inspect every part. If anything's wrong, the printers have to redo it. That way we never have surprises.
Right.
On top of that, we printed at the same time the firefight generating system. This will generate both 2 to 4 player games and solo games. And the solo generation is phenomenal because it's difficult to create a solo game randomly that is challenging and gives a solo, the AI, really the logic structure that maybe you could do in a computer game. But even the computer games nowadays are very old school, type of ladder logic, try everything, see what the best result is. This thinks more like a human. So we have the firefight generating that is out now here at Origins if our pre-order people want to pick it up. Or the rest, we have one little slight change we're being made. The printer's working on it. It's shipping on June 20th. Give it another 2 to 3 weeks to come by ship. And our pre-order people will get both of these games that ordered them.
All right.
On top of that,
yes,
we have a lot of excitement in the Conflict of Heroes series. Guadalcanal, we've been in development for quite a while. Fans of Conflict of Heroes will see some marked differences in this system. The solo brought about the following a mission. You no longer have a certain length of gameplay. Now you have to finish a mission. And every mission progresses different ways every time you play it, so it's always different. With Guadalcanal, we look at the differences in how the Japanese and the Americans thought just in their entire philosophy. Where in the Russian front, the Germans and the Russians, even though they came from very different segments, they had the same type of survival philosophical doctrine in general. Whereas a Japanese, we've introduced the whole Bushido concept of saving face, the honor system, where a modern player will go in and say, this was a silly way of playing, we're going to play like logic and history dictates us the best way. We didn't want to force a player to do mass charges or do some of the type of attacks that the Japanese did. Why did they do it often? Even though they knew it may not be to their best interest, it was Bushido, the same face, the whole philosophy of how they grew up in their society. So now the Japanese player tracks Bushido and not victory points.
I see.
And now you as a player may have to do something that doesn't seem logical to you nowadays, but was the way it was done 60 years ago.
So you're basically forcing your player to sort of rewire their mind to play that
Into that,
side
exactly.
in a way that makes sense in history.
In history,
Very
because it's not only just the victory points like the Americans are going for.
Right.
Now the Bushido takes a big
Now, what
portion.
is this? This is a prototype copy we're looking at here?
Yes, it's totally done. Everything's ready. Only thing holding us back on this is that Guadalcanal comes with the Marine Corps American units, Air Force, amphibious assault vehicles, things like that, but only goes through October to early November. That's when really the Army came in and started taking a lot of the mop-up operations.
Okay.
So people are pre-ordering. We are working like crazy to finish in the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
The Army expansion, which they'll get for free. This is going to the printer very shortly. It'll be shipping in November.
Okay.
Simultaneously, like people were surprised that we shipped the Firefight generator, Storms of Steel 2nd edition has been out of stock now for 3 or 4 years. Everything's been totally redone. I forgot to bring the maps.
Well, that's okay.
The maps are gorgeous.
Take a look at this, and
There's not much to see. It's
well,
the
that's
cover.
Okay. The reprint is coming.
Yes, at
That's
the
great.
same time.
Okay, and so these are actually coming at the same time later
Yes.
this year,
In November, yes, sir.
in November,
They're not going through Kickstarter, only through pre-orders.
and you have these available
Here at the show,
here at the show, but very shortly after that.
very short in July, we'll be shipping to the rest of our fans.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you, Uwe,
Thank you very much.
for showing us all this good stuff, and thank you, folks, for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com.